back to Starfish Sea Fishing. Today I've come out to fish for flatfish. It's the 22nd of February, the flatfish just starting to turn back up. I'm actually local today, back out on the Hoyle Bank. Today I've decided to come out closer to Hilby Island. First thing I'm going to do when I get out here is weigh up the land, see where I'm going to fish. So I'll show you where the ground I'm going to be fishing over today. It's completely different than the other side I normally fish. It's quite muddy here, mud flaps, deep channels when it fills in. Tide's 6.8 metre tide today, so it's fairly low. So I'm fishing on my doorstep today. So hopefully we'll get some good flounder. Let's have a look at the ground. Right, so the first thing I'm going to do is see where I'm going to be fishing. So I'm looking for deep channels in these mud flaps on this side of Hoyle Bank. I've got Hilby Island over there. So I'm looking for the deep channels, the banks where I'm going to be fishing. I'm going to check the ground out and work out where I'm going to be fishing. I think I've found a good spot here. There's good deep channels pushing in and behind me as well, up to the bank. I've seen where the tide comes in today. So let's get down to the water's edge, get set up and go through the baits. So fishing the left hand side of the Hoyle Bank today, closer to Hilby Island. We've got some nice mud flaps out here, high banks, deep gullies. That's what I'm looking for today, where the flatfish are going to be sitting. So just survey the ground now, check out where I'm going to be fishing now. I'm going to be moving back with the tide. I like this spot, it's got some good dips here, high banks to go out. So we'll get down the water's edge and we'll fish this back up. As I get further up the bank, got a nice high bank up here. That's about the high water mark up there. 6.8 metre tide, it's only small today. Some good gullies down here, lots of shellfish in here. So there's good storms here yesterday. So hopefully the fish are on the feed. We'll get down the water's edge and we'll get set up. Yeah, so the ground looks lovely here. I'm quite happy with this. So this is the spot for today. I'll fish this back up with the tide, up to high water, and hopefully we'll get a few fish out. Quite simple rigs today, one up and one down paternoster, 20 pound snud line, just a flat lead I like out here. Don't use grip leads because of the mud ledges, I'll show you in a minute. 20 pound snud line. I've got some Seaglow Ultra Lumi beads and the size 1 Aberdeen hook. So it's quite simple fishing, only a 40 pound shock leader as well, 15 pound main line on the reels, so I'm fishing quite light, as light as I can. I still need to get a bit of distance later on. The flat leads, I'll show you now, the mud ledges, if you use grip leads out here you're just going to lose them, so we'll get this baited up and we'll get them cast out. Nice little flounder hole here for later, but use plain out leads here, flat leads, because these ledges are quite steep and if you put a grip lead on you're going to lose them on the mud flaps on the Hoyle Bank, so just use flat leads. So we've got quite simple bait today, good sized mackerel. So I'm taking strips off this. You'd be happy catching that in the summer, wouldn't you? Yeah, just take strips off this. Basically just like to take a few strips off like so on the mackerel. Just make a couple of strips. Pop them up like that. And we'll just keep making these little mackerel strips like that. Bit of ragworm. And that's what we'll be using today. Got some good ragworm from the fishermen in Laird Street in Wirral. Quite good ragworm that, so that's the bait for the day. Not quite simple baits. Ragworm, mackerel, 10 Aberdeen hook. Got the Ultra Lumi beads on the end as well, these glow in the dark, so they're quite good. Just thread your ragworm onto your hook. Simple bait, nice gentle cast as well with ragworm because it'll just explode if you try and power cast it. The rigs aren't clipped down today, so I'll only be casting about probably 30-40 yards, letting the tide do the work here for me. So just a little bit of ragworm, like so. I'll just put a little mackerel tip on the end. Little mackerel tip on the end. Silver side of the skin seems to do better. And that's pretty much it for your bait on the oil bank for the flounder. You can put a bit of bait elastic around the bottom end if you want to stop the mackerel flying off. Move your beads down, stop your worm from coming up. And they're the baits for the day. We'll get these cast in. Rods for the day will be the Seaglow GT1. They've got a great glass tip on these rods, good for picking up flounder bites. And down the bottom end, I just prefer multipliers, Fathom 15s, £15 mainline, £40 shock leaders. Let's plop them out about 40 yards and then we'll keep walking back with the tide. So that's about the size of the baits out here I use on the oil bank. A little bit of mackerel on the end, tiny little bit of bait elastic, a few beads, just get that cast out now. Right, so it's low water now, tides are starting to flood. Let's get the first baits in. We'll cast out 40 yards and let the tide do the work in this mark. There's no need to be banging them out here. All the flounder will be within 40 to 50 yards out on the flood. So let's plop one out, walk back and let the tide do the work. Sit back now, relax, wait for the bites, keep a close eye on my rods. Yeah, mid-February, end of March, it's quite a good time to come out on the oil bank. Makes a change from the River Mersey, catching whiting. Some good flounder to be had here. Some will be spent, some will be quite fat from the winter still, just depending how you get lucky. You can get some quite big flounder at times as well here. I think 4 days ago, I think Tom's friend had a sea trout out from here as well, so there's other things to catch here. Possibility of a place bass any time on the oil bank. Midsummer's better for that type of species, but at the moment today the target's definitely going to be flounder. I think Tom's going to come and join me later on. It's going to be a little bit late. I want to get in for low because I like to fish it right up. You never know when the fish are biting. There's a few people out here today, I'm quite surprised. There's 2 or 3 people fishing over to the left of me just off the mud flaps, but hopefully they have a good day. Stunning place to fish. 35-mile-an-hour winds yesterday. Got a little lull in the weather today, so we'll get out and take advantage of it. Nice little flounder hole here. There's a channel I'm going to be walking back up on. This looks quite a nice little bank for the flounder to sit on this. So hopefully we'll have some luck. Just doing a little quick word of warning about fishing out here on the oil bank as well. Do not fish here on a tide over 8.6 metres. The tide will come in from the back of Hoy Lake and from the back of West Kirby behind you. By the time you get back up the top of that bank, you'll have a mile of water behind you. So anything under 8.6 metres is okay to fish out here, but don't fish over that. If you do fish over that, only stay 2 hours either side of low water and make sure you've left before 3 hours and head towards Hoy Lake, which is the shallowest point. That's my house over there actually, so this is my local mark. I've seen a few people get stuck out here, so just take care when you're fishing here. I've a few lads fishing over there, Hilby Island, North Wales, Tulacare, Landudno, Conway. Lovely place this, gorgeous in the summer. Something else we always do out here, we always keep a spare baited up trace handy at all times. Get the old rig off, release the fish, get baited up, get cast back in, move back, and then you can deal with the fish. Other good baits out here, blow lug, black lug. You can use black lug and razor fish, that works very, very well out here, especially around March into the summer. Peter crab, sand eel in the summer, but basically just worm baits really out here. Good chance of a bass later on in the year. Always get lucky, they usually come on just on the top of the tide, the bass. But we'll see what happens today. Hopefully we get a good sized flounder out. Also with this mark, we do have a lot of weaver fish here as well, late spring into the summer, so just be wary of weaver fish. Make sure you've got something on your feet if you're wading out around this mark. We have the king weaver here as well, a big one, so be careful of them. Big thank you to everyone who subscribes to the channel as well. If you do like the videos, just remember to please hit that like button. Any comments, drop them in the comment box below. First good sized flounder out, probably about 35 centimetres, 36. Hook right in the jaw as well, so it'll be easy to de-hook that. That's actually on a Chinook hook from Seaglow. Well, first fish accomplished, so hopefully they're on the feed. Nice first catch there, nice little flounder. I haven't got me measured today, it's probably about 36 centimetres, but target's been hit, so I'm quite happy. So, lovely first fish out, Ragworm Mackerel doing the trick there. I actually put a Chinook hook on there. Lovely first fish out there, really good condition actually for this time of year. Ragworm Mackerel on that one. Actually swapped a little Chinook hook over, done the trick, lip hooked it as well, really nice. But we'll get this one back, probably about 35-36 centimetres. Let's get him back and try for another one, because I've got myself into a bit of a pickle now, because I'm about to get washed off this bank. As always, back in, watch him swim up. There he goes. So the whole bank can come in quite quick, so unhooking that fish, I've now found myself welly deep in water, so I better move back over onto the next mud flaps. That just shows you how quick the tide can all of a sudden come in. Unhooking that fish, I'm actually moving back about 60-70 yards onto the next mud flaps. Go retrieve the other rod, pull that in, get cast back in again. So quite happy with that. I just wait for the second channel to fill up now, do a bit of bait ups. Yeah, just an Aberdeen hook size one. Seagull aware, Ultra Lumi stops. Love these, really good. Just going to take a little bit of mackerel. Going to take a little bit of mackerel again, cut it down a gill, just make some little cuts. Take them back that way. We've just got some nice little fillets there. We should chop them in half. We only use a small mackerel tip on the ragworm. Small mackerel tips like that. And just take the ragworm, just thread the ragworm onto the hook. I'm sure we all know how to fish with ragworm, but don't really use any more than that. Move your bait stops down to stop it coming up the line. I've got a little tied bait stop there, Ultra Lumi bead, and some Seagrow beads on the end there. You should just take a little bit of mackerel tip, thread that onto the end of the hook, and what I like to do is just take a small bit of bait elastic and just bring it round the bottom of the mackerel, and then just over the hook point like that 2 times, back round, and that's it. So your bait should be looking like that. So at the moment, my rods, the left hand rod will be about 100 odd yards out on the first set of mud flaps. They're all now under cover for the water. The second rod's about 40 yards out in the middle of the 2 mud flaps. I'm going to start moving. I like the look of the bank I'm standing on now. It's got quite a steep shelf back up. So hopefully this will be where the fish are, where I am now. I'll show you how far back. I've got to walk now. So coming up this quite steep bank here, the last channel. Where we are now, I'm hoping that this bank here will hold the flounder. It should sit here, hopefully anyway. But it's been quite slow today really, but it's early in the season. Let's get back on with it. So I think I'll have a little change of tactics now, because I'm holding in behind me and I'm on top of quite a big bank. I'm sure where I've got to get to. So I'll be fishing back up there on the back bank. So to get to where I want to get to stay in that deep water, I'm going to switch to grip leads, go up to 6 ounces and start actually banging the baits out. There's not much action in close with one fish so far, so we'll change tactics a little bit. Might even go to clip rigs and just start whacking them out and see if the fish are further out today. I think what I'll do now is I'm going to move a bit. I'm going to pond over there to my right hand side, so I'll pack up here, walk down the beach, go to the top, fish now and on, try to hide further down the beach. I'm getting a bit plagued with dog walkers now, it's getting on my nerves. So, yeah, go see what Tom's up to. So just met up with Tom here, Tom Murphy, the Whittle. Tom Murphy's Sea Fishing YouTube channel if you want to check that one out.
Murphy's Sea Fishing.
There you go.
Yeah. Cheers.
Yeah, we can have one or two more cast more. I think that'll be off after that one.
Yeah.
Hopefully we can bag one more out. But
Fingers crossed.
fingers crossed, yeah. We'll just go stay till the dark and then we'll be off.
The £2 nighttime flounder.